Hi, welcome to today's video. My name's Paul. So today, a very short video. It's focusing on a type of art that I love, but maybe I don't talk about very much on this channel, or so far I haven't really talked about, and that's pop art. In particular, one artist that I really enjoy is the artist you can see on the screen. Her name is Kusama Yayoi. She's a Japanese artist. She was fascinated by polka dots, and many of her artworks include these polka dot patterns. So there's a sort of a quote that I may be misquoting. I think it's usually attributed to Picasso about bad artists copy and good artists steal. So in that sort of spirit, I've decided to create my own sort of polka dot design. Now, I'm not going to paint it in a traditional way. I'm going to use vector art and a program called Affinity Designer. I know a lot of people don't like or maybe look down on digital art, but if you had artists from, say, the 50s, 60s, 70s, or even earlier, if they had access to this sort of technology, would they have used it? And I think in some cases, especially in the case of pop art, they may well have used this sort of technology. So that's what I'm going to do today. So I hope you enjoy the video. Okay, so if you're not familiar with Yayoi's work, this is one example, and in a minute we'll see another one. And you can see that there is just a slight hint of polka dot design in her artwork. This one also shows she was very interested in using mirrors as well to create all these reflections and this idea of an infinity. Some of the reasons why I like her art. I think it's fun, but also I respect her as a human being, as an artist, as somebody who, as a young woman after college, university, she decided she really wanted to be an artist, and so she took herself off to one of the main centers of art that time in the world, which was New York City. Now you imagine a young woman going off into a completely different culture, a different country, an art world that was dominated by men, very strong characters as well, and speaking a language that she wasn't fluent in. It wasn't her first language. So it took a lot of bravery, and I can understand somebody trying to become an artist, how difficult it is, and the decision that she had to make. So I have a lot of respect for her. So like I say, I'm trying to create my own polka dot design, but I'm using this vector program called Affinity Designer. This is speeded up a little bit, but you get the idea. And the polka dot design, I kind of put a polka dot inside a polka dot and then put it off center a little bit. One of the things about pop art that I like was that Andy Warhol took everyday objects and created art from them, like soup cans and Brillo boxes and things like this. I'm kind of doing the opposite. I'm taking art and turning it into everyday objects like bath mats and phone cases, tote bags, that type of thing, and then trying to sell them on print-on-demand sites. So I hope maybe if you're not familiar with Kusama Yayoi's work before, maybe at least sort of very briefly introduced to it. Maybe you'd like to go off and investigate a bit more yourself. She's a very interesting character. There's a link below if you're interested in seeing more of the sort of pop art stuff that I do. It'll take you to the Redbubble site that I have a lot of my designs on. I also have a few examples on my website. So if you'd like to subscribe, just click on the big red button below, and hopefully see you in the next video, which should be next Tuesday.